I was bullied on Twitter recently. Yeah. And by recently, I mean like 3 years ago, because I do my best not to give my time or money to Nazis. Yeah. It was fine. I think Twitter is a great place to bully people. I say that because a few years ago, I may or may not have bullied the St. Paul Public School superintendent hard enough that he left Twitter. And I didn't bully him in a, my kids are so special, they deserve special treatment kind of way. But if you thought that, I forgive you. I know what I look like. I look like someone who has returned more than one dish at the Olive Garden. And I have unironically used the hashtag #BoyMom more than once in my life. Instead of being bullied instead I bullied him in a, oh my God, pay your teachers more or I will seduce your wife, we will murder you, and I will make it look like an accident. And use the life insurance money to buy 4 new art teachers who memorialize you in macaroni art and only macaroni art. Anyway, I got bullied on Twitter because I wrote a joke that I thought was funny. My joke was, my husband and I have separate evening hobbies. I do comedy and he does jiu-jitsu, which is fun because one of them requires the physical and mental dexterity to defeat a weaker man, and the other is jiu-jitsu. I thought that was hilarious, but some really strong alpha male who was not insecure about his receding hairline or sense of humor slid into my DMs and wrote, I hope your husband chokes you to death. Yeah, to death. And that's not how he chokes me. So I'm a wedding photographer. That's what I've done for 16 years. And for 13 of those years, I mainly did weddings, but I had to back off for 2 reasons. First is the drunk groomsmen. I once had a group of drunk groomsmen say to me, Ali, I need you to take our picture from up on that ladder. And that ladder was, and I was 7.5 months pregnant with my 3rd son, and I said no. And one of the guys looks at me and says, come on, grow some balls. And I looked at him and said, I am. In fact, these are the 3rd set of balls that I've grown. How many have you grown? Because between the 2 of us, I will have always grown more balls than you. And the other reason is the hardest person to work on a wedding day is not the bride. Bridezillas are actually quite rare. And that's coming from a photographer who once had a bride try to swallow half a Klonopin after personally downing 2 bottles of champagne because she, quote, needed something to take the edge off. What edge? Ma'am, you were a spear. So shout out, who do you think the worst person to work with at a wedding is?
Mother-in-law. Yeah.
Mother-in-law. Well, without a doubt, it's the mother of the groom. Mothers of the groom always say the most unhinged stuff. They say, oh, she's taking my baby away. Ew, because if your child is a minor and she's removing him from your custody, you should call the police. Because that's a felony in all 50 states. The other thing she'll say is, she'll never love him like I can. Which coincidentally is also a felony in all 50 states. Thank you, everyone.